good here at Darlington. He's got 2 victories and a bunch of top 5 finishes. So I love when Jimmy Johnson has a couple of off races, and we're talking about races that he's not winning or not in the top 3, then all of a sudden something's wrong with the 48. We know that 48 team is really strong, Steve. Both you and I have talked about it a bunch, and there's no worry in that camp whatsoever. I can guarantee you that.
No, absolutely not. They've had the luxury of, as we said, getting ready for the chase. All right, Bob, thank you very much. And now the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We head there very soon for the Sprint All-Star Race and the Coca-Cola 600. Now, Robin is going to spin the wheel that will give race fans an opportunity to get a discount on tickets. Robin, go ahead and spin the wheel, and I'll let you know. We'll give you the number in just a moment, the number to call, and you can call until Monday. Buy one, get one 50% off. I believe that was the discount last week, but that is through Monday. Go to call 1-800-455-FANS. Buy one, get one half off. Stay with us for more NASCAR Live from the Darlington Raceway.
A night of anything can happen racing action you'll never forget.
Speed presents the story of the King, Richard Petty.
The most familiar number and name in this sport.
Don't miss the NASCAR Hall of Fame biography of Richard Petty. Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed.
Let's take the garden into our own hands. Soak our yards in color. Get our hands a little busier, our dollars a little stronger, and our thinking a little greener. Let's grab all the bags and all the plants and all the latest tools out there so we can turn all these savings into more colorful shades of doing. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Get Mom the colors of spring with great hanging baskets and container plants at our everyday low prices.
Attention mesothelioma sufferers. Thousands of people each year are diagnosed with mesothelioma, an incurable cancer which attacks the lining of the lung and abdomen. Mesothelioma is caused by asbestos exposure. Exposure to asbestos in industrial plants, shipyards, railroads, or in automotive or construction industries may have put you at risk. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call the law offices of Michael R. Bilbray at 1-888-925-2468. That's 888-925-2468.
Open Group, and we're 12 people fast. We're neurologists.
We had a healthy practice, but our internet was slow.
So we switched.
We switched to Comcast Business Class.
It was a no-brainer.
Now we have super fast, high-speed internet.
Records show up before patients do.
And house calls, they happen right here.
I think that we are in very good shape, guys.
Thank you very much.
We get more so we can do more.
12 people fast, working smarter.
Call and turn your business into a fast business.
NASCAR Live is presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Call Geico at 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com. Brought to you in part by Lumber Liquidators, hardwood flooring for less, and by Polaris, the hardest working, smoothest riding off-road vehicles, now at your local dealer.
Sprint Cup qualifying coming up in just a few minutes here from the Darlington Raceway. 7 drivers have gone to backup cars already after 2 90-minute practices this afternoon. Let's go back to the garage, and we begin with Randy.
Hey, thanks, Steve. All of you sitting at home, I know that most of y'all wanted the rear spoiler back on these race cars, right? Well, you got it. Let me just throw one scenario out here at you. Maybe that's why your driver was in the fence here today. Here's the deal. Now, when you put the rear spoiler on the car, you took away the wing, correct? Remember the end plates that used to be on, the winglets we used to look at? When a car would get in yaw or get sideways, the air would push against the inside of this end plate and the outside of this end plate, acting as kind of a rudder. It would straighten it out a little bit. Now, you throw this on top of a new tire combination here at Darlington. Drivers are going faster than ever in the corners, with the sweet spot on the racetrack being just about 18 inches. If you jump outside that sweet spot, you don't have anything to bring the car back in because the rear wing is gone. Now, they have added some additional things here, an extension here on the rear quarter panel, as well as this shark fin that's up here on the deck lid. But believe it or not, my theory is one of the things that's bothering these drivers here today, the car's not snapping back in line because we all wanted the rear spoiler. Bob?
And Randy, I actually was going to talk about the spoiler as well, so great minds think alike, or so to speak. But this spoiler definitely presenting a problem here, because this spoiler does stick out a bunch, and that's what's actually hitting the wall. But talk about a good race car. Check out Jeff Gordon here. We always know he's very good at Darlington. He's a 7-time winner. That's most among all the active drivers. He's got a 39-race winless streak right now. This could be the place that old Jeff Gordon breaks that streak and gets back into victory lane, because, Steve, he is hungry.
And Bob, as you mentioned before, this racetrack is tough enough without the spoiler. Now these guys having to learn this racetrack all over. There's a Darlington stripe for you. Hey, stay with us. On the other side of this break, qualifying begins for the Southern 500.
Can a smartphone take on all comers without flinching? It can when it's operating a cargo bay full of apps. Apps that maximize the functions of your phone. Apps that you can run while running other apps. Multitasking and taking names. Only from the ever-expanding Android market. When there's no limit to what Droid gets, there's no limit to what Droid does.
Right now, buy one Droid by Motorola and get a second one free. Only from Verizon.
12 summers of boat hauling, 63 miles of commuting daily. For any extreme from the road to the racetrack, nothing beats Mobile One. The choice of over half of all NASCAR teams. So put some NASCAR in your car. Mobile One.
It balances you. It fills you with energy. And it gives you what you're looking for to live a more natural life. In a convenient 2-bar pack. This is Nature Valley. Delicious granola bars made with 100% natural ingredients. Nature Valley, 100% natural, 100% delicious.
We're here in this auto graveyard to demonstrate a remarkable car polish. New Finish, the once-a-year car polish. New Finish is not a wax. It's a unique polymer formula that's even safe for clear coat finishes. Simply wipe it on and just wipe it on. It's that easy. You can even apply it in direct sunlight. And look, New Finish restored a deep, hard shine even to this weather-beaten car. Just one application will give your car a showroom shine that lasts a whole year. To prove it, we polished this car with New Finish and ran it through 52 car washes. Even after heavy-duty detergents and powerful scrubbing, the water still beads. So get New Finish. Tough enough to be called the once-a-year car polish.
Top-rated New Finish, available at Pep Boys, True Value, Kmart, Napa, Target, Advance Auto, Walgreens, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
The Darlington Raceway and Speed welcome you to NASCAR Sprint Cup Series qualifying on NASCAR's oldest speedway, a track that opened in 1950. There have been 106 races here with 43 different winners. Fully 93 races have been won from a top 10 starting position. Quick math, that's 88%. Now let's take a look at what has been a difficult 2 practices for these competitors. 7 drivers going to backups. Not Juan Pablo Montoya, however, 5th fastest in his Chevrolet for Montoya. 4th quick was Ryan Newman, but Kurt Busch in the 2 car, a former pole sitter here, also in the top 5. Denny Hamlin in the 11 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, 2nd quick in his Toyota. Speeds over 173 miles per hour on this egg-shaped racetrack. The quickest in happy hour was Jamie McMurray in the 1 car, your Daytona 500 champion. 2 90-minute practices for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series teams as we take a look at the top 10. Jeff Gordon, a 7-time winner here. Jimmy Johnson, his teammate, top 5 finishes in 6 of his last 8 Darlington starts. We go down to the pit road area and start with our Bob Dillner.
Well, Steve, Jamie McMurray has certainly had a topsy-turvy day with the Lady in Black, a big wreck there in the first practice session. You wind up on top of the speed charts. How do you deal with that adversity?
Well, I didn't get into the wall that hard. It didn't really tear up that much on the McDonald's Chevrolet. But they they worked on it, and we weren't very good the first practice, and we changed quite a few things along with the body on the side of the car. And Bono and the guys just did a really good job. They made the right adjustments, and I thought we were really good in race trim. And then when we put our car in qualifying trim, you never know what you're going to have there, and it had really good speed. We made 2 qualifying runs, and both of them were P1. So I feel really good about this. We got a good draw for today, and it's amazing to me how much grip that the track has. The Darlington, before they repaved it, I mean, when the sun was out like this, it was really slick. And even the Nationwide car, it's amazing how much grip it has. So hopefully our McDonald Chevrolet will continue to have that much grip and have a good qualifying run. How tough will the lady be during qualifying, and will you hold your breath the entire time? Well, honestly, the Cup car is a little bit easier to qualify. The Nationwide car, you kind of have to run wide open through turns 1 and 2. I mean, it's just a commitment you make when you're coming down the front stretch, and the Cup car, there's just no way to do it. So really, you're at the mercy of how much grip your car has. All right, Jamie McMurray, maybe one to look out for the pole position here at the track. Too tough to tame, Randy.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that, Bob. And if you're sitting there at home and you're wondering and kind of biting your fingernails about what is my driver going to do during qualifying, based on those statistics that Steve talked about earlier, where just about all the races are won from drivers in the top 10, if your driver doesn't qualify well here, I wouldn't worry that much about it because we have the new tire combination. We're going to run 367 laps here. It's really about getting your driver comfortable, making sure that he goes the distance without knocking down the wall. That is the #1 goal here. And if you can do that for 300 and so laps, you can race the final 67, but only if you do that. So don't fear if the driver doesn't run up front here in qualifying. He's still got an opportunity to do that, but it's going to be a long, tough night here at the Lady in Black. Steve?
And Randy, to Bob's point, my question is, when he was talking to Jamie McMurray, yeah, you want to start in the top 10, but there's that risk-reward factor. How hard are you going to be willing to push it at the risk of tearing up your race car?
Yeah, and I think last year we saw here, if I'm not mistaken, the 48 car spun out in qualifying. We've seen some guys do that in the past. We're certainly not going to see many guys wreck a car here in qualifying. The grip level is up, like Jamie said, so I wouldn't expect that. I think the key thing here is, Steve, you get qualified well, you get a good pit stall, miss all that junk on pit road, try to get up there in that top 6, 8, 10, 12, so you get a good shot coming off of pit road. That's going to be critical as well, and if you can get that done, have the good chassis set up, driver does the right thing all night long, you got a shot. Bob?
Well, Randy, let's ask Steve's question to a driver that has had some adversity here today. Scott Speed, Lady in Black, is a tough lady for you today, but how hard do you push it in qualifying now with the balance between trying to start up front and possibly hitting that wall again?
I tell you, after when we got the backup car, it took us about 5 laps to get back up to where you're running up there next to the wall, but it was 11th quick in practice, so it's got the speed in it. I'm definitely going to give it a rip. We don't have to worry about qualifying on time, so might as well.
There you go. Might as well go for broke, Steve.
I like that. Go big or don't go at all. All right, thank you very much, Bob and Randy. As we said, almost time to qualify. A.J. Allmendinger will be the first driver out. He was quick in the first practice. 46 teams here for 43 spots. There's AJ. Hey, speaking of 43, I hope you've been able to watch our series on those being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Richard Petty will be one of the 5 tomorrow, 2:30 Eastern, the debut of the NASCAR Hall of Fame biography on Richard Petty. So stay with us. Sprint Cup Series qualifying for the Southern 500 coming up in just a minute here on Speed.
With 4G from Sprint, I can download files up to 10 times faster than 3G. Outside. I can stream the movie Airplane to my cell phone. At the airport. I can have a crystal clear video conference with my clients.
Muffin basket or something.
While working off-site. Or share 5 high-speed connections for online gaming while enjoying the great outdoors.
Eat it, Yoshi!
What can you do with 4G? Experience 4G from Sprint. It's more than a wireless network. It's a wireless revolution.
I'm Johnny V. I'm rich. Why? I'm smart. I choose the $1 Baja Fish Taco with premium Alaskan pollock and zesty Baja sauce. It's a high-class meal at a make-me-richer price.
Only at Long John Silver's.
Want to touch up your car's shine but don't have time to wax? Get the shine that sticks.
Whoa.
New Finish Cling Spray Car Polish. Simply spray on this unique no-drip formula and just wipe off to give your car a brilliant shine in minutes. Cling doesn't run like those watered-down sprays and lasts 3 times longer. So get New Finish Cling, the shine that sticks.
Available at O'Reilly Auto, Target, Kmart, Walgreens, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
We're in the mood for baby back ribs for dinner tonight. Who's got them? And it has to be all you can eat.
Thanks for dropping by.
Golden Corral is the first ever to offer all the fall-off-the-bone baby back ribs you want, all on our endless dinner buffet for around $10. Only at Golden Corral.
From the dirt roads hidden in the foothills of North Carolina. From the smoothly packed sand on the beaches of Daytona. From the main streets of small-town USA. They are drawn along with thousands of others to bring their stories and their passion for speed to the place where it all comes to life, where the spirit lives on, where the race lives on. The NASCAR Hall of Fame. Get opening day tickets and charter memberships today.
The heat takes no break at Darlington. NASCAR Sprint Cup Series qualifying presented by the Toasted Subs at Subway, because everything is toasted here today. 90-degree day here in South Carolina. The track temperature has come down from 133 degrees not very long ago because we had a little bit of very welcome cloud cover. So it's time to qualify the Sprint Cup Series. Hi, folks. Mike Joy, Larry McReynolds, Darrell Waltrip with you. You've had 3 hours of practice to massage it any way you want, to brush it up against the wall and maybe even make it a little better. Now let's see what you got.
You know, there are some racetracks you go to and it's qualifying is almost like just routine. You go out, you put a fast lap down, you come back to the garage. Here, it's an experience. It's like a great adventure. When you leave pit road, you never know what that car is going to do. You know what you want it to do. You know what it did the last time you were out there. But this joint is very unpredictable. It's like a roller coaster ride you've never been on. And when it peaks up over the top, you don't see anything but daylight. That's what happens here.
Now, Larry, since nationwide qualifying, which was won by Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch, the track has sat in the sun for half an hour. What does that do, and how do you adjust for it?
Well, I think the biggest thing is those first few drivers that go out, they have to be aware of that, because definitely when it sits, it doesn't matter if it's only for 5 or 10 minutes. The oils just bleed up out of the racetrack, and the track's going to even lose more grip. But, you know, this qualifying session, if you look at the practice we had, Mike, we have 6 backup cars already that's been unloaded. We had almost a dozen cars that's hit the wall. And, of course, you've got some cars that they're going to try to go out there and sit on the pole. But to me, what's going to be the most interesting part of this qualifying session is the end of it, the knockout qualifying, where we know 3 cars are going to go home, and those guys know that they've got to go or go home. Some of them may go so hard they don't make it back and still have to go home.
In nationwide qualifying, the go versus go home, the last driver to time in knocked Willie Allen out of the show by just 2/100ths of a second. And before that, the next spot up was decided by thousandths.
And I think the other thing we'll see in this qualifying session that we normally see, it's going to be much quicker than probably what we even saw in practice.
Now, all of these drivers have been excused from their qualifying draw position and will go at the end because they are in backup cars. There are others you'll see that are all scraped up but are still in their primary cars, like Kyle Busch. A.J. Allmendinger won a practice session today. Here's the insignia Best Buy Ford and A.J.'s 4th trip to Darlington.
And Mike, this track is just like, folks, if you went outside and sat in the sun for 15, 20, 30 minutes in a lawn chair, and you know how hot you get just sitting there, that's how this racetrack is. When there's no cars going around, no air moving around, she gets really, really hot and really slick.
Now, A.J. Allmendinger being a Ford, this particular Ford has the new Ford FR9 engine in it, so they're still trying to perfect that thing. Great test for it, 500 miles tomorrow night. A.J. runs a 27.53. So he actually picked up about 3/10 from what he ran in practice.
That's a good lap to be the first car out. I don't know where it'll stack up, but first lap, good.
And he is the only driver running the FR9. Everyone else is still using the older Ford engine.
And that right there, first car out, is about a 1/10.5 off the track record.
Yeah,
so
I think as we get later into the session, Larry, and the sun continues to go down, track cools a little bit, I think the track record may be in jeopardy. These cars are just driving so good with this spoiler on the back of it. These guys are really I know they're fighting issues, but this car is fast.
Tony Stewart, the Old Spice, Office Depot Chevrolet, has not won here. In fact, Stewart has only led 3 races here, and only on one occasion has he led more than a single lap. He's only led 9 laps in his career at Darlington. He's won a nationwide race here, but he's not been that lucky on the Cup side.
Well, I think the biggest thing is Tony's trials and tribulations of 2010. Had a dismal week at Richmond, and if you look at final practice a while ago, he was only 35th quickest, and we saw him sitting in the garage area. You could tell he was not very happy with his car.
The kind of driver he is, you would think this track would be absolutely perfect for his driving style. Kind of let it all hang out.
Well, Stewart did finish 3rd here last year. He ends up his lap of 27.72, 2/10 slower than Allmendinger.
But that's a half a second pickup. But I think we will see that, just like we spoke a while ago, throughout the entire qualifying session from what you practice.
Yeah, that's a great pickup, but I'm not sure that's a great lap. I think there's a lot of people that maybe can go a little quicker than that. AJ, yeah, he's cold. He needed to warm up a little bit. He put his stocking on.
That 53, I don't think it's going to be pole material, but I think that's going to end up being pretty good shape for him.
Carl Edwards in the Aflac Ford. You see his last 3 races there. This is his 7th trip to Darlington. He has a 2nd place finish and a best start here of 4th. Has a pole in the Nationwide Series and the Truck Series, but they struggled in practice. Ended up swapping out the entire rear end housing, trying to find more speed.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see. All the work we know has been done on this race car, and Carl's got to be on Carl's great adventure right here because he doesn't have any idea what he's got.
I would say even a lot more changes even since that practice, because it seemed like the changes they made in the middle of practice still didn't get this car going very good.
Just having a hard time there. You can see the throttle tracker there. Just can't get the thing wide open quick enough.
28.24. That's 3/4 of a second off pace.
That's way off.
I don't think anything in the 28s is going to end up very good at all.
And because of the way the tires fall off here, you're not going to pick up anything on that second lap unless you just about wreck on the first one.
Coming up, Paul Menard, Matt Kenseth, Elliott Sadler.
Nature Boy here, telling you it's time to walk it out to the Showtime Motor Speedway. It's going to be the best, only the best. 100 laps, 1 million large. Drivers like Dale Jr., Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick.
It's going to be race cars and rock stars as Superband Creed rocks the house. Call 1-800-455-FANS.
I'm really proud to be a part of it. Love, it's pretty amazing.
Her name is Amanda Brookman, and she is my destiny, although she may not know that, per se. So you can go online and make any kind of car you want. I made a love car.
Do I think they stand a chance? I mean, who doesn't love love?
I love love.
What will you design? ToyotaRacing.com.
Who?
It's a stampede of savings on the ultimate sports car, the Ford Mustang at Bill Brandt Ford in Brentwood. Get up to $7,500 off MSRP on all 2009 Mustangs in stock. Save up to $4,300 or get 0% financing plus $1,000 rebate on 2010 V6 Mustangs. And on 2010 GTs, get up to $5,800 off or 0% financing plus $1,000 rebate. Great deals on America's brand. Ford are waiting at your hometown dealer, Bill Brandt Ford in Brentwood. Drive one.
7 out of 10 Americans have credit card debt. Like this single mom who couldn't make ends meet and fell behind on her payments. Or this couple who considered bankruptcy because of their debt.
Call American Debt Specialist now to find out if you can reduce or even settle your debt for good. If you qualify, you could have one easy monthly payment that fits your budget. It's simple, legal, and proven.
It was amazing.
I'm glad I made the call.
Call 800-910-8858 now.
Street's presentation of NASCAR Sprint Cup qualifying from Darlington is presented by Subway Restaurants. So many $5 footlong subs to choose from. Enjoy amazing value at Subway all day, every day. And brought to you by the Sponsifier. Visit ToyotaRacing.com and click on Design It, Enter it. Paul Menard in the Turtle Wax Menards number 98 has 3 Cup starts here with the best finish of 15th and 5 nationwide races here. He is second fastest to his teammate Allmendinger with a 27.64.
Pretty decent lap for Paul.
Krista.
Good job, man. And down here with A.J. Allmendinger, and the first thing you did, you get out of your car and you went over and looked on that right side, thinking just in case?
Well, you know, I was pretty sure I didn't hit anything, but I don't think I've ever spent a whole day at Darlington never hit anything. So the Insignia Best by 4, just on that case, we've had a great day. And, you know, it's been a great day except for the people that keep drawing my number for qualifying. That's 2 weeks in a row going out number 1, but car's been good, and I'm not sure where that's going to put us. Just proud of everybody at Rich Petty Motorsports, building great cars, and wherever that puts us, but it's been a good day.
Thanks, AJ.
Matt Kenseth in the Crown Royal Black Ford Fusion is the track record holder that was set last May at 27:39, and that's in jeopardy today. That was only his 4th Cup pole and his first in over 3 seasons.
But a lot like his teammate Carl Edwards was 45th in practice. Matt was only 43rd quickest in that final practice.
191 miles an hour into turn 3.
Now Matt was a go or go homer in the Nationwide Series and almost missed the show. Only he goofed up on his first lap and only made it by a few 100ths.
Yeah, Darrell, when you look at this racetrack, it was never even thought about speeds of that. This is a 1.3-mile racetrack. That speed's like we'll see at a 1.5-mile or 2-mile track.
Now, a lot of the Nationwide Series drivers went faster on their second lap, so maybe not so much a surprise to see Kenseth want to play 2.
I think in the Nationwide car, a little less horsepower, get that momentum up. That's a possibility. Here, I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, he slows down about a 1/10. Yeah, they're about 200 horsepower less. They're almost not even up to speed when they take the green flag.
Must have been something that he didn't like about that first lap.
I don't know.
He is 4th of 5 with only his Roush Fenway teammate Carl Edwards
Mike,
behind him right now.
If you're not very good, you got to go on and run that second lap. If nothing else, to make your crew happy. Because they're going to say, you know, what if you'd have run the second one, maybe you'd have picked up. So you just kind of got to put that to rest.
Elliott Sadler, the Hunt Brothers Pizza Ford. This will be his 18th Darlington race. He has a pole here when racing for Robert Yates and a 2nd place finish for the Wood Brothers.
Now Goodyear did a tire test here in early March. The tire they brought here, a little grippier tire with the left side and the right side combination. Elliott Sadler, along with Marco Sambros and Clint Boyer, did that test for Goodyear about a month or so ago.
Like that throttle tracker there, he got off that corner with a good bit of throttle in the car, but you can see he's about 2 miles an hour slower into that turn than even Tony Stewart was.
He looks like he, on his first lap, is going to be the slowest of our 6 cars. Actually, he's 5th.
27.97 for Sadler.
Just not carrying the speed off of turn 2 here down the back like some of the cars have. He just says, that's it. I got no more.
A little later, we'll have 11 drivers in knockout qualifying for the 8 positions available. But coming up next, Travis Kvapil and Kyle Busch.
Speed presents the story of the King, Richard Petty.
The most familiar number and name in this sport.
Don't miss the NASCAR Hall of Fame biography of Richard Petty. Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed.
At Camping World, we've made a family vacation more affordable than ever. You don't have to own a camper to shop at Camping World. We now rent RVs. We make it easy, and more importantly, we make it affordable.
Camping World Rental Centers offer clean, well-maintained RVs featuring sleep number beds, convenience packages to equip your rental with all the comforts of home, one-way and round-trip rentals with pickup and drop-off locations nationwide, plus 24-hour roadside assistance. Call 877-CW-RENTS to make your reservation today.
The fastest accelerating, most agile side-by-side in the world. The Red Hot Ranger Razor. Nothing else comes close. Razor sharp performance. See it up close at your local Polaris Ranger dealer.
12 summers of boat hauling, 63 miles of commuting daily. For any extreme from the road to the racetrack, nothing beats Mobil 1, the choice of over half of all NASCAR teams. So put some NASCAR in your car. Mobil 1.
Hey, JD, you see my drink anywhere?
Where does Carl Edwards get his power? Subway low-fat $5 footlongs. They fuel him up for amazing performances. Subway, eat fresh.
Results so far in Sprint Cup qualifying, presented by Subway. Travis Kvapil on track, the A&W Root Beer Ford.
And this was one of those dozen cars that got into the wall in the first practice session. They did not go to a backup car. They actually got back out there even in that first practice.
Well, he is flirting with that wall, I can tell you that.
Didn't miss it by much. Not going to be all that sporty. 28.04 is 6th of 7 for Travis Kvapil. And here's Dick Berggren.
With our current point leader, Kevin Harvick. Now, you're running both series here. We've seen so many people, good quality people, in the wall. Not you. How have you stayed out?
Maybe I'm not running fast enough, but no, I think it's just, you know, we've had a good, solid couple practices. I don't really like to talk about that stuff too much because you never know when it's going to reach out and grab you here. But our Shell Pennzoil Chevy was really, really strong in race trim, and we were really, really loose in qualifying trim. So hopefully they've made the right adjustments and we'll have a decent lap.
All right, hang on. Thanks.
Kyle Busch in the Doublemint Toyota. He'll be the outside pole sitter tonight for the nationwide race. In 5 trips to Darlington, he has 2 6th-place starts and the win here in 2008.
This is another one of those cars that slapped the wall. Actually, in the second practice, but after that, he went out there was 15th quickest.
That's 185 on this short front straightaway. Get a big run at it down the back. Let's see what he ends up with down the back right here. 192 miles an hour.
Darryl, I believe he slapped the wall right there in the middle of 3 and 4 again.
He had it till that happened.
6th with a 27.98. Oh, boy.
I think I'd have tried that second one.
That hit pretty hard.
Great. Just great.
That puts him 6th quickest on that first lap.
Well, he had a pole run going. But, man, Larry, when you go into the third turn here to 192 miles an hour, there's just not enough room for you to get through that corner and not get into the wall. That's where everybody has had so much trouble today.
You are definitely overshooting the laws of physics right there. No question.
You got way too much speed for the landing room you got. There he goes right there. He just gets the back end stepped out.
And he didn't really hit it that hard there, just skimmed it.
Now, this is trouble. This is where that wall jumps out in turn 2 there and just grabs you.
Well, that's a driver trying to make up for what happened in turn 3 and 4. He drove it into 1 probably harder than he should have, and the car got loose on him.
Every set of corners you go through here, you lose a little more grip the further you go.
So does this have backup car written on it?
Or a lot of work between now and tomorrow night, one of the two.
The NASCAR Hall of Fame enshrines its first class of inductees. May 23rd, live on Speed.
Here's to getting a weekend project done in record time. Here's to mapping out a game plan, to precise measurements, and powerful tools that make a lot of noise. Here's to getting your hands dirty and ending up with something you can be proud of. Really proud of. Here's to Joey Logano and that number 20 team. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
When your engine's running clean, you feel it. And Pennzoil Motor Oil actively cleans out up to 15% of sludge the first time you use it. So feel the clean. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
He's going with the long tongs. Would have gone short tongs, but he's a pro. Montreal steak, unbelievable flavor.
With the mouth-watering flavor of Grill Mates, you can grill like an expert. McCormick Grill Mates. Master the flame. Master the flavor.
It's like a blast of hydration to your face. New
new Schick Hydro. The water-activated gel that hydrates your skin as you shave and lasts up to twice as long as ordinary strips, while 5 blades with skin guards smooth the skin to reduce irritation. It's the best shave for your skin. The new Schick Hydro. Free your skin.
Saturday night, May 22nd, the stars come out for the NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race on Speed. $1 million is on the line. Don't miss it. It's only right here on Speed, Saturday night, May 22nd. Brian Newman, the Haas CNC Chevrolet. 7 top 10s in 11 Darlington races, including a runner-up finish in the fall of 2002. The Phoenix winner.
So 190, 191 on him. If you look at the tracker, he's looking in pretty good shape.
It's a good-looking lap.
Yeah, he was 4th quickest in practice. He will go to the top of the charts at a 27.46. Now we're about 3/4 of a tenth of a second off that track record.
Dick Berggren.
With Joey Logano walking down pit road. Joey, so many guys have been in the wall. I mean, really experienced, terrific race car drivers. So how do you do your qualifying lap? Do you take it easy, go conservative to make sure the car doesn't get damaged, or is it going to be hammered down?
I already got my Darlington stripe, so I don't have to worry about keeping it pretty anymore. So I think you got to hammer down, man. I think we're going to, we'll see. Our home day potatoes, it's decent. It's pretty good. I think we made a lot of improvements in practice from where we unloaded. So hopefully get a decent lap in. It's pretty hot out today. It seems like the track's pretty slick out there. So, you know, it's been a struggle trying to get it just right. And it's hard to practice earlier today. The track's going to be nothing like it later on or tomorrow night at the race. So kind of a little bit of a guessing game right now.
All right, good luck with it. Thanks, Joey.
Here comes Casey Kane in the Budweiser Ford. 7 times he's been to Darlington. 5 of those times he has led the race, and 3 of the 7 he went to victory lane. Excuse me, 3 of the 7 he won the pole. His best finish was 3rd.
Jumped up there to 2nd. That's a pretty nice lap.
27.50.
Pretty close to Mr. Newman. A little while since Ryan's won a pole, hasn't it? Let's have a look at the Sponsifier track description for Darlington Raceway. The straightaways are equal length and the corners are pretty steeply banked, but this track is anything but symmetrical. Those straightaways are not parallel. Turns 3 and 4 a much tighter radius than turns 1 and 2. It's egg-shaped.
Yeah, that 23 to 25 degrees of banking, that's a little bit deceiving. Very deceiving.
It doesn't feel like it, I can tell you that.
Let me take you back to 1950. As Mark Martin and the GoDaddy.com Chevy makes its run. Qualifying for the first Southern 500 was done over a period of 15 days. And your speed was the average of 4 laps. Curtis Turner was fastest on day 1. He won the pole. Wally Campbell on day 13 was the fastest qualifier. He started 60th. The slowest qualifier, Johnny Mance, slowest in the field, earned the 43rd position, but ended up winning the Southern 500 by 9 laps because his little Plymouth didn't blow out passenger car tires like everybody else. He was running those 6-ply truck tires, and they held up. Johnny Mance the winner, Curtis Turner the pole sitter, and here's another pole sitter who was not here in 1950. Mark Martin.
And where he did it, he really got off 4 and was able to hammer that throttle because he didn't jump to the pole till late exit of turn 4.
Easy in, hard off.
Saturday, NASCAR Race Day dances with the Lady in Black. Kyle Busch joins us live, and Kyle Petty goes one-on-one with David Pearson. NASCAR Race Day built by the Home Depot, live from Darlington, Saturday at 5 Eastern.
Only on Speed. 0 to 300 in under 4 seconds. Can't beat that.
Well, actually, you can at Copart.com.
You're right. Copart.com has over 50,000 vehicles online to choose from every day. Everything from classic cars, trucks, motorcycles, you name it.
That's what makes Copart.com the virtual auction.
Copart.com.
That's where car guys did cars.
And nothing flat.
Pants, pants, pants. I am folding the pants. Do they go on my head?
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
Looked at your bill yet?
Your phone bill.
Your internet bill.
We looked at our bill from the phone company. We were wasting money.
Throwing it away.
I hate wasting anything, especially money.
We wish we'd looked sooner. Wish we'd looked sooner.
Ridiculous. Shocking.
So we switched.
We switched. We looked at our bill and we switched to Comcast Business Class.
Great deal.
Fast internet.
Better phone, tools from Microsoft.
So, have you looked at your bill yet?
Find out how much your business can save. Call Comcast at 1-800-391-3000.
Of equipment to operate, and the relief that it brings me is well worth the 3 to 5 minutes.
Give it a try and discover why over 1 million people worldwide have put their trust in Teeter hang-ups.
Bobby Labonte in the TaxSlayer.com Chevrolet for Kevin Buckler. Won a pole here for Joe Gibbs in '97 and backed it up with a win in 2000. Sixth for Labonte, 27-71.
That's one of the reasons drivers like coming here, and it's a challenge. It's a challenge to the driver to be able to put a lap down here, a fast lap, and stay out of trouble.
Krista.
Ryan Newman, did you get everything you wanted out of the car, and will that hold?
I was pretty happy with it. You know, based on history, we ran in the 40s here last year at this time, and we're right there again, and I think the track might be a little bit hotter. But the Haas Automation Chevrolet was good. I wouldn't say it was a perfect lap on my part, but it was a good lap, and hopefully it's good enough for a top 10 start.
All right, perfect's overrated. Mike?
He's only 1/100th behind Mark Martin in the battle for the pole here so far. 2 Chevys, then 3 Fords, then a couple more Chevys. Kevin Conway in the Extends Ford. 2 Nationwide Series starts here, and he'll make his first Cup start here tomorrow night. 36th in driver points. Driving the 37 this week.
And that thing took off up that hill. I didn't know if it was going to turn or not.
Yeah, this car is 35th in owner points, 16 points to the good over teammate David Gilliland in the 38 car.
You know what's going to serve him well here, Larry? Bet you he finishes.
Runs all day. He's been doing that all year long.
That'll serve him very well here.
Nothing like seat time.
13th with a 28.52. Krista.
Now with Mark Martin, 1/100th quicker than Ryan Newman. So did you get everything you needed out of your race car?
I didn't wreck, and that was really a main goal of mine. I almost wrecked it 3 or 4 times in practice. We really weren't as fast as we wanted to be in race trim, and I almost wrecked it several times. And in qualifying trim, I just didn't want to, you know, you're going to do worse. You're going to start worse. You're going to start a race car that you haven't practiced and all that stuff. But I am competitive too, and I reached pretty deep, and I thought what I did was pretty stupid, but I didn't even have a close call. So I didn't wreck. I don't know how much I left, if any. I'm proud of that. I don't care how many people beat that. That's still good, and it's still probably better than we were going to be in practice.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Krista. Jimmy Johnson had a big slide in turn 4 coming to the green.
I think sticker tires, I've seen several cars in practice particularly, you see he's a little loose off there. The car's just nice and free up off the corner. But I've seen a number of cars struggle a little bit on their, coming up to speed lane.
And you know what's interesting about that? That was coming to the green, and he and Chad Knaus, his crew chief, talked about that in their practice qualifying.
He's loose, Larry. He is bad loose.
He is glad to have that lap over, and it is 6th quickest to 27.69.
Now, it might tighten up a little bit. This will be an interesting test here to see if he can pick up on his second lap. I don't think he can.
And about the only thing that can make it tighten up would be air pressure in the tires as much as anything.
Get a little heat in the tires and get the air pressure built up. As you can see right there, the further he goes, the slower he gets.
Just keeps losing grip.
Johnson becomes the second driver to take both of his allotted laps, which did not work out to his advantage, nor to Matt Kenseth's. 2 wins, 6 top 5s, 9 top 10s in 11 Darlington starts for Jimmy Johnson.
Well, I think this will be one of the cars that will show us what this track's got in it, because this car has been fast ever since they unloaded it today.
Denny Hamlin already has won the pole for tonight's Nationwide race today.
That's what worries me. Getting out of that Nationwide car and jumping into this car, such a huge difference in performance, horsepower-wise.
2 nationwide wins and now 3 poles in that series here.
He was second quickest behind Jamie McMurray in that very last practice session that we had not too long ago, and you can see right now,
look at that throttle
through
track.
1 and 2,
out a little bit right
he's
there.
a tenth and a half to the good, so he's not only on a pole run, he's on a track record run if he gets through 3 and 4.
Big if.
27.394 is the track record held by Matt Kenseth.
He's got it.
Well, I'm telling you, he's losing ground. He lost ground late exit. He just kept losing ground through turn 4.
And it is
so
not
good.
A new track record.
Nope.
He
but
looked
it is
so good, Larry, till he got to the exit of 4.
Third quickest, 27.48. Mark Martin a 45, Newman a 46, Hamlin a 48, Casey Kane 50.
Headed into turn 3, he was a tenth and a half to the good. And he said right there, just got too tight. He just couldn't get the throttle down.
See here, he kind of drops it way down off the, a little lower than what I've seen him come off of there when he was running fast laps in practice. But if the car got tight, he wanted a little room to slide it, I guess.
So Hamlin is third as Kevin Harvick in the Pennzoil Chevrolet comes out. Harvick's first trip here resulted in his best start, 2001. He started third, picked up a second place finish in 2003. This will be his 12th trip to Darlington.
Just what a run this race team's on right now. They come in here as our points leader. They finished third at Richmond. This point a year ago, he was 23rd in points, and now he comes in here the points leader after 10 races. Not going to be the qualifying run Kevin was looking for, though, I don't think.
Not very good.
13th quickest. 28.01.
Going to go for 2, but I just don't see that working.
Be great if the start-finish line was in the backstretch.
And it used to be.
The further you go, you just lose grip, and you know, even though you get through 1 and 2 pretty good,
still pedaling.
It's hard to pick up.
You can see that tracker. I believe he may be the first driver to run the second lap and actually pick up. He picks up to 11th quickest, picks up about a half a tenth.
27.94 to a 28.01. Nice lap for Harvick, who's 11th. Here's Hamlin climbing out. He is third behind Mark Martin and Ryan Newman.
You know, he's hopping out of that race car kind of like he did before the surgery. Obviously, that leg has gotten a lot better. Knee has gotten a lot better over the last couple of weeks.
Jeff Burton waiting his turn as Joey Logano comes out. The Bristol pole winner finished 16th at Richmond. He is 17th in the points. This will be his 50th start in the Sprint Cup Series. It's only his second trip to Darlington, though.
Comes in here 17th in the points, but that's only 97 points out of the top 12 right now. He really got through the middle of 1 and 2 good. I believe he put that throttle down and was able to stay in it.
He was there. Yeah, that's the big thing to watch, folks, is watch that green line at the bottom down there. When you can get back in the gas and stay in the gas, that puts down a pretty sporty lap.
And he did the same thing through 3 and 4. Going to be a pretty good lap for him. 6th quickest for Joey. Lost a little bit late exit of turn 4.
But we've seen so many cars spin out, hit the wall. Exiting turn 4 has been a problem all day long.
27.54 the first lap. Logano wants more. And he might get it.
Going to be a little bit slower, I believe.
Yep.
With the new Geico Glove Box app, you can get help with a flat tire. Find a nearby tow truck or gas station. Call emergency services. Collect accident information. Or just watch some fun videos. It's so easy, a caveman can do it.
Unbelievable. Where's my coat? It was suede with the fringe.
Download the Glove Box app free at geico.com.
I'm Johnny V. I'm rich. Why? I'm smart. I choose the $1 Baja Fish Taco with premium Alaskan pollock and zesty Baja sauce. It's a high-class meal at a make-me-richer price.
Only at Long John Silver's.
Why are you in my yard?
Helping you save your weekend.
Here, I packed your toiletries. You go cliff diving, dog sledding, alligator wrestling. So many super destinations, such low rates.
You know what 2:30 in the afternoon feels like, right? Sleepy? Groggy? Dying for a nap? What do? Run for the coffee? Grab a soda? But how long does that last before you're back for more? Try this instead. Take one 5-hour energy, then see what the rest of your day feels like. Sure won't feel like 2:30 anymore. Or 3:30. Or 4:30. 5-hour energy. Hours of energy now, no 2:30 feeling later.
Hey guys, get your pen on.
Well, get your pen on. Every time you wear your pin, you are supporting the NASCAR Foundation's efforts to help children live happier and healthier lives. Get your pin today at NASCAR.com/NASCAR Day or at a track near you.
I got my pin on.
Speed's coverage of Sprint Cup qualifying in Darlington is brought to you by top-rated New Finish, tough enough to be called the once-a-year car polish. By Wrangler, for unbeatable comfort and value, count on Wrangler Jeans Company. And by Tornadoes, bold is how we roll. Mark Martin trying to win his 50th career pole. David Reagan in the UPS Ford on track. And his lap is 27.69. That's good enough for 8th place.
And he's the fastest Roush Fenway Ford so far. We still have Greg Biffle to go here shortly, but he's a little faster than Kenseth and Edwards right now.
And Biffle's in a backup car.
You know, as weird as it sounds, when a car takes off up the hill here, you get in hard and it takes off up the hill. You don't touch the brakes. You nail the throttle. You propel the car forward. That's how you keep it out of the wall here.
Wow. Krista.
Well, giving his knee a break here, sitting on the wall. Denny, I know it was a pole run going. Walk us through a good in 1 and 2, and then what happened in 3 and 4.
I don't know. Is that where we missed it? I figured we probably lost it in 3 and 4. I just got too tight down there. May have carried too much speed. If not, I carried too much braking. So I know what I needed to go faster, but just didn't have it in it. But it's still a great qualifying effort for our team. We usually are in the 30s, so I'll take that. I'll take that all day, and we'll race them tomorrow. But I know our FedEx Express Camry was extremely fast during race trim.
It's been a good Friday so far for Denny Hamlin.
Thanks, Krista. The Red Bull Toyota for Scott Speed. And like Joey Logano, it's only his second trip here in a Cup car. Qualified second fastest at Phoenix and made his 50th career start at Richmond last week.
Pretty nice lap here. Looks like he gets off here with any speed at all, and he did.
And this is a backup car.
Yeah, this first lap, he's a...
That's a good one, 7th place.
Not bad.
Good lap.
27.59 for Scott Speed.
Speed presents the story of the King, Richard Petty.
The most familiar number and name in this sport.
Don't miss the NASCAR Hall of Fame biography of Richard Petty. Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed.
£600 of salmon breath. You in? 5th generation 4Runner. Sucker punched by a big fish. You in? 5th generation 4Runner.
This isn't going to be just any flu season, and expectant moms are especially at risk for serious flu-related complications. So let's join together and fight the flu. The CDC and American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists recommend that pregnant women get both the H1N1 and seasonal flu vaccines. Flu vaccines are safe and are the most effective way to protect yourself and your baby. Get the facts at flu.gov. Together, we can all fight the flu.
Looked at your bill yet?
Your phone bill.
Your internet bill.
We looked at our bill from the phone company.
We were wasting money.
Throwing it away.
I hate wasting anything, especially money.
We wish we'd looked sooner.
Ridiculous. Shocking.
So we switched.
We switched.
We looked at our bill and we switched to Comcast Business Class.
Great deal.
Fast internet.
Better phone, tools from Microsoft.
So, have you looked at your bill yet?
Find out how much your business can save. Call Comcast at 1-800-391-3000.
Robbie Gordon jumped one spot out of the danger zone at Richmond, 33rd in the owner points in the BAM VIP, number 7. And Robbie times in 13th, looking for his first top 20 start at Darlington. There's the top 5 so far. Clint Boyer, or excuse me, this will be the number 12, Brad Keselowski. Penske Dodge.
Brad was 19th quickest in that final practice session. Had a great run here a year ago driving for Hendrick. Didn't qualify that great, but with a good top 10 finish.
He's got a great run going right here. And slips a little bit into 3, picks back up again. Can he hold it to the line?
No, no. He eased in there, picked the throttle up good, but like we've seen so many times, Darrell, you pointed it out. Lost it late exit turn 4, but still a good run. 27.49, 4th quickest.
Keselowski's going to play 2. So far, that's worked out well for Kevin Harvick, not so well for 4 other drivers.
You saw right there, he got loose getting into 3. That really cost him, and of course he just said that's it. You'd think it's going to be better because you get through 1 and 2 pretty good.
It sucks you into thinking it's going to be better.
3 and 4 just not there. Grip.
Dick?
With David Rudiman, who's one of the best qualifiers in NASCAR, but today it's not about qualifying quite as much as it is about dear old dad Buzzy.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, it all starts off with actually being this is the 124th anniversary of a Coke being first served in Atlanta, Georgia. So in honor of that, and that'll be on Saturday. But in honor of my old man's birthday, which I say he's 70, you say he's 69, I'm going to give the old man an ice cold Coke, let him enjoy that. And also, got to say Happy Mother's Day to my mom. So can't forget that, or I'll get everybody covered.
Didn't you buy Dad something? All you're going to do is give him a Coke that they gave you for free?
Dick, I spend countless. You don't even want to know how much money I spent on an old man's race car. Tires, motors, chassis, bodies, way more. So, he's getting out on a good end of the deal either way.
You're a good son. We appreciate that. And happy birthday, Buzzy.
Thank you. Maybe drinking that Coke, what keeping me young.
There you go.
I actually read some quotes from David this week about his mom, Linda Rudiman, as we watched Kurt Busch. Said she doesn't come to many races, and when she'll come to a cup race, she goes and sits in the grandstands where she can watch him.
How about that?
Pretty
Kurt
good run for
Busch
Kurt.
in the Blue Deuce, the Miller Lite Dodge of Roger Penske.
Too tight.
Tightened up in 4 on him.
I tell you what I see on 4. A lot of guys are not carrying the speed off of 4 because it looks like they're trying to cut lower off to the turn there, and they're bogging down or getting their car pushing instead of carrying that high line all the way off of there.
But I could see why Steve Addington maybe had that car a little bit snug for Kurt. Remember, he spun out big time, just didn't hit anything in practice.
So Kurt Busch is 8th for the moment. Keselowski, 4th, is the quickest Dodge. Busch in 8th, and here is the Hartford Insurance Group, number 33, for Clint Boyer. 5th trip to Darlington for Boyer, whose best start this season is 3rd at California. 6 top 10s this year.
This is a backup car because he did crash in the first practice, but he did get some laps with this car in final practice session.
And he had his problems in turn 1 and 2, and he's up there flirting with that high line there, but he got through okay this time.
And he almost did it in practice qualifying in the final practice.
Out in this car here, in his backup car, and almost did it again, but got through there okay that lap.
His teammate, Kevin Harvick, ran a 27.94.
Might see right there how everybody's kind of cut to the bottom.
Yeah.
They weren't doing that in practice. I don't know if they feel like there's a lot of grip down there, or if it's for security, or if it's for safety. I'm not sure which.
Well, he's about 0.2 quicker than Harvick, 27.73 for Clint Boyer. That's 16th. Dick?
With Jeff Gordon, when you come to Darlington, you got to think about Jeff Gordon. 7 wins, 3 poles, and what is this, 1,610 laps led, and you were pretty darn good in practice. Looking for the pole tonight? You got a shot?
I think we always have a shot. You got to be really committed here, and so we'll find out once we get down to the 1 and get my foot back in the gas, just where we're going to be, because that's what it's all about. But all the guys, Steve and all the guys, done a great job getting us ready for this weekend, and we're excited. This DuPont National Guard Chevy's been strong, and We worked a lot on the race, so we did a little bit of qualifying runs. Guys are picking it up quite a bit, so we'll see.
So is the driver. Led so many laps this year. You've come so close. Maybe tomorrow.
Jeff Burton in the Caterpillar Chevrolet. 27 trips to Darlington, 2 wins. 11 of those races he led, and out of 27 he finished 26. The other one was a blown engine.
It's going to be a great run for Jeff. He was on a real good run down to turn 3, but right now 6th quickest. 27.505 to Casey Kane's 27.503.
I think what I'm seeing here is the same thing we saw in practice. You're getting through 1 and 2 fast. Everybody's poled through 1 and 2. That puts you at a high rate of speed going down the back. We've seen 192 mile an hour. That's making turn 4 so difficult that the guys are losing all their time trying to hang on to their cars on that end of the speedway.
Because remember, turns 1 and 2 now, much bigger radius than turns 3 and 4, much easier to get through and carry a lot of speed. And then, you get down to the small end.
Yeah. You say, I got through 1 and 2, the best I ever have all day. Whoa, I'm going fast.
There's Jamie McMurray, who was the fastest in final practice in this one car.
By a good bit, too. He had about a 10th in the bank. Let's see if he can back it up here in qualifying.
Pole at California, 8th place start at Richmond last week. This is his 10th trip to Darlington, and his best start here was 3rd for Jack Roush in 2007, and he is on a flyer.
Yeah, you see it. The tracker is on peg right now. Let's see if he can get through this end of the speedway and keep that speed up.
He's got 2 tenths in the bank, working on 3 tenths.
Oh, he got off there.
It's going to be an awesome run.
Got off
Get
there.
ready.
Awesome run.
Could
Get
be big.
ready. It's a new track record.
27.264, over 180 miles an hour on a 1/3 racetrack.
That's a flyer.
That is a flyer.
Did you get it all?
I would smack somebody if they asked me that. Did you get it all?
I don't know if they've told the man what he run yet.
Oh, man.
He was not as quick into turn 3 as some of the drivers we saw. In easy.
Yeah.
Coming out hard.
I think if I were over in my hauler watching what's happening to everybody, I'd say, I think I'm going to back off early getting into 3 to give myself some room to work that corner. I think that's where guys are missing it.
Martin Truex in the Napa Toyota.
Well, we say it's not always about how much horsepower you got here at Darlington. It's more about handling. But when you got both, you get a lap like that right there.
Yes, sir.
They got horsepower, and today they got the handling in that one car.
5th trip to Darlington for Truex with a best finish of 6th. This is not pretty.
Wow.
Well, 20th. It didn't end up so bad. 27.83 for Martin.
But he's going to have his work cut out for him when the green flag flies tomorrow night.
Next Friday, a monster is lurking, and we're there as NASCAR's toughest truckers clash on the concrete. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series from Dover. Next Friday at 8 Eastern, only on Speed.
Meatball marinara with pepperoni is amazing.
So good.
Oh, pepperoni, how much I love ya. Makes all of my subs taste so much better.
See the game last night?
Of course I did.
Yeah.
It's good.
Spice up any sub with pepperoni and get a lot more flavor for just a little bit extra. Pepperoni's the new bacon, only at Subway.
This weekend, I will not recreate the Sistine Chapel on my bathroom ceiling.
I will simply repaint it.
And I will repaint the trim.
I will not spend more time waiting to get help
than it takes to paint a room.
I will go to Ace
and get what I need.
I will be finished. Then, I will watch the Kung Fu movie marathon.
The folks at Ace help you find what you need so you can get in, get help, and get on with your life. Right now, get a $5 mail-in rebate off Royal Paint. At Ace, the helpful place.
Here's your top 5 so far. Jamie McMurray with a new track record. Dale Earnhardt Jr. with a new car, a backup car that has also been up against the wall during practice here. Best start in since he's driven the 88 is second in this race 2 years ago. Started second, finished fourth. He has 2 outside pole starts here.
Got a pretty decent run going here. The car walked up the hill with him right there getting into 3. Looks like the thing was real tight or even loose where he couldn't turn the steering wheel.
Yeah, that was a good, again, good till he got to 3.
27.64, 12th fastest. Junior said during a press conference earlier this year that Darlington would well be the catalyst that determines when he retires as a driver. He didn't have a fun practice session.
I've heard many drivers say that when they come here.
Krista?
Jamie McMurray got out of the car, looked at me and said, "That's pretty fast. What was the key for you?"
Well, I had a really good 1 and 2. And 3 and 4, I just can't run up against the wall like some of those other guys can. So I pinched the car off a little bit there, but
that seems to be a good thing in this case.
He said, Bono told me that a lot of guys were going through 1 and 2 good, but they were just getting killed in 3 and 4. And I just was maybe a little conservative there, but our McDonald's Chevrolet was really good. I'm really excited. We've got some of the owner-operators from McDonald's here this weekend. And I was talking with them in the trailer beforehand, and it was really cool to hear their stories about watching me win Daytona and then talk about eating a Big Mac afterwards. So it's been a fun day for us so far.
All right, sounds good. The 1 is 1 for now.
Now the fun continues for Jamie Mack. Marcus Ambrose on track. And this is a backup car because of all the wall slappers of the day. He probably did the most damage to the right rear of his of just about anybody.
Right near the end of that final practice session.
So this will be his first laps in the backup. He got his first top 10 finish of the season last week at Richmond. Marcus is one of those guys. You talk about somebody who will pull the belts up tight and just go for it. Backup car or no, he's going for it. 16.
I think this could be, he could improve because he's getting comfortable in the car, learning a little bit about it. Maybe he can pick up on his second lap. Maybe he can pick up on.
Well,
I'd say he picked up a lot. 27.46.
Gosh, fourth place.
I think he just was getting comfortable in that first lap. And hello.
Why did we all practice for 3 hours? So somebody could take a car off the hauler and qualify fourth?
Well, I want to tell you what, I'm going to give an attaboy to Marcos Ambrose, but I'm going to give an attaboy to Frank Kerr and that group for sending him out there in a car like that.
Sprint has an inside look at what's happening now in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. There is Jamie Mack's brand new Darlington qualifying record. For more, check out NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile at sprint.com/speed.
Now, I will say this. I'm pretty sure the temps have come down. The track temp has. Look at 3 and 4. Next to up in the groove, the wall and the grandstand down there are starting to shade that into the speedway. That's a big plus. We still got Jeff Gordon to go out, who was really quick in practice.
Especially since that's the difficult end of the racetrack right there, the small end.
Yeah, I would say Jeff Gordon, Juan Pablo Montoya, too.
Yeah,
quick.
He'll be fast. Still got some heavy hitters here.
Greg Biffle in a backup, the pole winner here from 2000, and back-to-back winner here in 2005 and 6. 7 of his 9 Darlington starts have him qualified in the first 6 rows. Let's see how he does.
Yeah, in that final practice session, a lot like his Roush Fenway teammates, he was 40th quickest. You know, Greg has those 2 wins here, but I can think of several other races that he probably should have won here.
I remember the race here. His engine, the car was bottoming out, and he broke the flywheel.
Yeah. Right.
Nobody was even close to him that night.
Nice lap for a backup for Biffle. 13th quickest with a 27.62.
Saturday, NASCAR Race Day dances with the Lady in Black. Kyle Busch joins us live, and Kyle Petty goes one-on-one with David Pearson. NASCAR Race Day built by the Home Depot, live from Darlington Saturday at 5 Eastern.
Only on Speed.
It's like a blast of hydration to your face. New Schick Hydro, the water-activated gel that hydrates your skin as you shave and lasts up to twice as long as ordinary strips, while 5 blades with skin guards smooth the skin to reduce irritation. It's the best shave for your skin. The new Schick Hydro. Free your skin.
We're here in this auto graveyard to demonstrate a remarkable car polish. New Finish, the once-a-year car polish. New Finish is not a wax. It's a unique polymer formula that's even safe for clear coat finishes. Simply wipe it on and just wipe it on. It's that easy. You can even apply it in direct sunlight. And look, New Finish restored a deep, hard shine even to this weather-beaten car. Just one application will give your car a showroom shine that lasts a whole year. To prove it, we polished this car with New Finish and ran it through 52 car washes. Even after heavy-duty detergents and powerful scrubbing, the water still beads. So get New Finish. Tough enough to be called the once-a-year car polish.
Top-rated New Finish, available at Pep Boys, Ace, Kmart, O'Reilly Auto, Target, Advance Auto, Walgreens, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
The 2010 NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race. A night of thrilling, unpredictable, anything-can-happen racing action you'll never forget.
This battle for the pole is far from over. David Rudiman in the Aaron's Toyota just clicked off the second fastest time of the day. 27.434. Not quite under the old track record, but good enough for second right now. And one Paulo Montoya in the Target Chevrolet.
Had to get out of it up there in the middle of a kind of break between 1 and 2. Really hurt his lap.
Well, this is not going to be a very good lap for one at all.
Run another lap. We're good.
14th right now.
Go ahead.
Darryl, you were saying during the break, the temperatures are cooling just a little bit, but mainly it's the shade down in 3 and 4 that could cause times to drop further.
Yeah, I'm looking at, we got Jeff Gordon that still was fast in practice. And I think he's somebody to keep an eye on when it comes to qualifying, because we're definitely, you can see all the shade here now in 3 and 4, and that's where guys have been struggling the most.
You heard Juan Pablo Montoya ask Brian Patty, as crew chief, should he run another lap? He went ahead and ran it, slowed down just ever so slightly. So right now, 13th quickest for the 42.
Yeah, that second lap fell off 3/100ths. Car darted and slid a bit going into turn 3.
It actually started over here coming off of turn 2. It got a little crazy with him there, and it just carried on down into the middle of 3 and 4.
David Rudiman, second fastest right now.
David says, I do not want to do that again.
No. Brian Vickers next. Red Bull Toyota, 7 trips to Darlington. His best start came for Rick Hendrick in 2005. He started 5th, finished 16th. This is a team that made the chase last year, and if they're going to be back, they really need to rebound, starting right here.
Yeah, I mean, they're sitting there 24th in the points, both the Red Bull cars, especially Scott Speed started off real strong, but both of them have definitely fallen off. Pretty decent looking lap so far, halfway down the back straightaway.
Flirting with the pole, Brian Vickers.
He's working on it. If we got that grip that we think may have increased here in 3 and 4, gets off there really nice. Not going to be on the pole, we're going to be right there.
But he did get off 4 better than about anybody we've seen, with the exception of McMurray.
It's getting close. That's a 32 to a 26.
Yep, his first lap knocked Rudiman off the front row. And Vickers under the old track record, and that's enough.
P2.
Jamie Mack first, Brian Vickers second, and Jeff Gordon next.
I think if I If I was a betting man, I might bet that this a 24 car might have a little something for these boys. It's going to be close. If he clips McMurray, it's going to be by hundreds.
I'd say here's the one they're going to climb up on top of the hauler and watch during this qualifying run.
Yes, sir.
The DuPont National Guard Chevrolet, 3 poles for Jeff Gordon at Darlington. 7 victories, 23 top 10 starts in 29 races. Remember, McMurray was really good floating the car into 3 after getting a good run off 1 and 2.
You might want to put your Big Mac down and watch this one, boys.
You mean get ready to enlist?
I just know how Jeff Gordon is at this place, and he is about as good as they get right here.
Line up, sign up, and re-enlist today. As here comes Gordon. Picks up a little going into 3. Not quite enough.
No, it's going to be close, but
Not as good as I know how to get it there.
Second for Jeff Gordon, a 27. He misses the pole by
that was close.
1/100th of a second.
I just knew it'd either be one way or the other. He's going to be real close to ahead of McMurray or right behind him.
Yeah, honestly, it's 7/1000ths of a second to a 2.64 to his 2.71. Close, close, close.
Jeff Gordon second again. He gonna get really.
Yeah, but
he gonna get ticked.
Remember what Harry Gant said after all those second place finishes without a win? He says, "Don't forget," he says, "second place pays pretty good."
Yeah, but Harry Gant wasn't a 4-time champion either. He was a great driver.
Sam Hornish in the Mobil 1 Dodge. Started 4th here last year, but finished 30th.
And he was 7th quickest in practice. Other than Texas, this is the track that he has the best average start of his short career.
Took it down on the apron. That's a good entry to turn 3. I like that. But
Boy,
really
he lost so much ground over there.
Kills him here.
And he really pinched it off through 4 and late exit.
He took it in a little low into 3. Got down on the apron. I don't know. I think that must have affected the car.
24th, 27.72.
I think he needs to just get up off the apron, right? If he gets a little higher getting in, that's going to help his whole corner speed here. See how low he is? It's the only car we've seen down that low on the apron, though, but it shoots him up the track. Shoots him up the track right in the middle of the corner.
And it just, when you go up the racetrack, you're not in the throttle, and it just hurts the exit coming on the straightaway as well.
Second lap, couple of 100ths slower. So Hornish is 24th. Krista.
Jeff Gordon climbing out of his race car and just a 1/100th off the pole. But you have to be happy with the car. Was there anything else you could have done there?
This team is on it right now. I'm just so proud of them. Really excited about having National Guard on board this weekend on our DuPont Chevrolet. And go to Facebook. They've got a lot of good stuff on there on their Facebook page. But man, it's just little tiny things, you know, that I could. The car was perfect. The car was better than the driver was right there. And you know, all day we've been getting a little bit loose over there off of 2. And you know, the car stuck better than I thought it was going to. I committed to the entry and got it through the middle, but I think I whipped out a little bit on the exit. So, and then from that point on, it was just, I thought it was, you know, we still had a good lap going, and it was just don't mess it up in 3 and 4. I got through there pretty good, and I knew it was going to be close. I said something on the radio. I don't know how to do it a whole lot better, but I would like to have had it over. I would like to have had the exit of 2 over. I think we might have got it then, but I'm very proud, very happy with that lap and the whole team right now.
You know, when you're looking at those fine details, you know you have a good car.
I think Regan Smith would like to have the exit of turn 4 over again.
Yeah, he slapped that wall pretty good, front and rear.
The Furniture Row Chevy making its 3rd appearance here with Regan behind the wheel. And the 2008 Rookie of the Year has it get away from him. A little toss and catch with the wall there.
Actually, that's not as bad as I thought it was. That back end touched the wall, kind of straightened the car up. So don't think it did as much damage as it first looked like it may have.
His car did not look very good through 1 and 2. And it got worse the further he went.
And My point about Harry Gant and Jeff Gordon was Jeff Gordon's a 4-time champion with 82 wins. You don't get there by running second or finishing second.
Understand.
And that was kind of what my point was. I don't want Harry to get mad at me.
No.
He's a buddy of mine.
No disrespect intended. Not at all. So we move to knockout qualifying, and Dave Blaney will be the first. There are 11 drivers for the 8 positions. Blaney's best start here, 10th in the fall of 2003.
And he was the fastest of those 11 guys in practice. And, of course, Dave Blaney, as well as his teammate Michael McDowell, missed the show at Richmond last weekend.
27th for Blaney with a 27.75.
And unless these guys reel off a lap that they just really feel good about, they definitely will run that second lap. Got to go down swinging.
I think somebody somewhere in the 60s, and I'd turn that car back in the garage, maybe not run that second lap. In the 70s, I agree, Larry. You probably got to take another swing at it.
Borderline.
Yep.
Saturday night, May 22nd, the stars come out and the gloves come off for the NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race on Speed. And with $1 million on the line, it's checkers or wreckers. But some of NASCAR's biggest names, Montoya, Biffle, Burton, and Edwards, aren't in the show yet. They'll get one last chance to fight their way into the All-Star Race in the Sprint Showdown. It all starts Saturday night, May 22nd at 7 Eastern.
Only on Speed. We're in the mood for baby back ribs for dinner tonight. Who's got them? And it has to be all you can eat.
Thanks for dropping by.
Golden Corral is the first ever to offer all the fall-off-the-bone baby back ribs you want, all on our endless dinner buffet for around $10. Only at Golden Corral.
He's going with the long tongs. Would have gone short tongs, but he's a pro. Montreal steak, unbelievable flavor.
With the mouth-watering flavor of Grill Mates, you can grill like an expert. McCormick Grill Mates. Master the flame. Master the flavor.
What gets you moving?
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
you'll have the energy to skate through anything.
Get up and play an hour a day, Doc. Check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov. That's www.letsmove.gov.
Comcast Spotlight combines the best features of television advertising with the latest in online and on-demand technology for the ultimate messaging experience.
Comcast gave me the option to choose which zones, which zip codes, which are local and within a certain mile radius of our dealership to target them. I would sum it up as a very great experience. I think it was a great decision on my part to do my advertisement through Comcast.
Advertise your business in the specific zones where your customers live and work. 1-888-SPOT-TV1 or go online.
A DR trimmer mower for a full year and get free shipping. 1-800-418-1929. Online at drtrimmers.com.
DR is professional power for homeowners.
Mike Bliss had a bit of a rough ride in the James Finch 09. 28.36 was the quickest of his laps. And David Gilliland in the Taco Bell Ford, 27.93. So that should lock Dave Blaney into the show. As we look at the 26 of David Stremme. And Stremme, 27.90 on his first lap. That will lock Blaney in, and Stremme is the second fastest of the Go-Go homers right now. So Blaney is in, and the other three who have run are Stremme, Gilliland, and Bliss in that order, with Reed Sorensen due up next.
And you know, we said something in the 27.70s would feel pretty good about that, and that's where Blaney is at a 75. So that's your target, boys.
Reed Sorensen for Braun Racing.
He was just right there on the fence as far as our 11 go home cars.
Yikes, got in too high.
Close. 4 trips to Darlington for Sorensen in a Cup car. 2 starts of 16th and a best finish of 11th. Now the green line is to lock into the race. So far nobody's been sent home.
He's going to beat Mike Bliss on this lap. That's going to be about it. He'll have to run that second lap. Right now he's
27.94. He's 1/100th or 7 thousandths, if you will, behind Gilliland. So he needs a pickup here. The time to lock in, 27.90, gets you in the race for sure.
This is the most difficult. People just have no idea how difficult this is.
Round he goes.
Hang on to her, buddy. Gas it, gas it, gas it. Lock it, lock it. Got it.
Now, Sorensen is not out. He is among the go-or-go-homers. He's in the bottom 3, Gilliland, Sorensen, and Bliss. But this lap will lock David Stremme in.
I would say, other than a road course, this has to be the most tedious qualifying on these go-or-go-home guys.
It's so nerve-wracking, Larry, because when you go out, not only are you fighting all the elements, but the pressure of trying to run a fast enough lap to get your car in the race. The driver is hurting.
Reed Sorensen spins, but he still might make the show.
Live Tuesday. Join Speed for all the festivities as the NASCAR Hall of Fame opens its doors for the first time. A special 3-hour live event only on Speed.
I'm Johnny V. I'm rich. Why? I'm smart. I choose the $1 Baja Fish Taco with premium Alaskan pollock and zesty Baja sauce. It's a high-class meal at a make-me-richer price.
Only at Long John Silver's.
12 summers of boat hauling, 63 miles of commuting daily. For any extreme from the road to the racetrack, nothing beats Mobil 1. The choice of over half of all NASCAR teams. So put some NASCAR in your car. Mobil 1.
Want to touch up your car's shine but don't have time to wax? Get the shine that sticks. New Finish Cling Spray Car Polish. Simply spray on this unique no-drip formula and just wipe off to give your car a brilliant shine in minutes. Cling doesn't run like those watered-down sprays and lasts 3 times longer. So get New Finish Cling, the shine that sticks.
Available at Pep Boys, Target, Ace, Walgreens, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
Speed's coverage of Sprint Cup qualifying at Darlington, presented by Subway Restaurants. So many $5 footlong subs to choose from. Enjoy amazing value at Subway all day, every day. And brought to you by New Finish Cling Instant Detailer, the shine that sticks. We're in knockout qualifying. There goes Casey Mears. Dave Blaney and David Stremme are locked in. The bottom 3 are David Gilliland, Reed Sorensen, and Mike Bliss. Mears on this first lap in this backup car, 28-27, is going to join them in the bottom 3 unless he can pick it up.
Well, maybe if he gets, the feel of this car and it feels good to him, he can pick up a little bit on this second lap.
The green line will lock him in. That's David Gilliland at a 27.93. And he betters Mike Bliss, but David Gilliland locks into the race tomorrow night. And now the bottom 3 becomes Sorensen, Mears, and Bliss.
The first 2 laps, Casey's turned in this car after getting involved in an accident in practice earlier.
He spun off turn number 2 and nosed the primary car in hard on the inside retaining wall.
And just think of the pressure he's under.
Right.
Underfunded team for the most part. They wrecked their car in practice. He's got to get in a car that he hadn't made a lap in. That's just, you don't realize what that does to a guy's psyche when he goes out there like that.
No pressure there. Jamie Mack looks like is going to win the pole. Michael McDowell for Prism Motorsports was quick enough in practice that he should easily lock in ahead of Sorensen, who ran a 27.94.
Yeah, just if he doesn't make a mistake here, that's the pressure that he's under. Got a car fast enough, we know that. Just don't mess up.
Flirting right there with being the fastest go-or-go-homer, which right now is Blaney in 27th, his teammate.
And that's 2 cars that missed the show at Richmond. I would hope the crew chief of this car is standing there right now saying, you're good, you're in, no more.
McDowell is fastest for the go-or-go-home crowd, 27.63.
There he goes, right up against the wall.
Leaving him out there.
Just don't think I'd dig this.
That's enough.
I'm going to go to those go-or-go-homers and get a radio from every one of them and bring them to the booth.
Great lap for McDowell. He is 18th overall and fastest of those who must qualify on time. The bottom 3 remains Reed Sorensen, Casey Mears, and Mike Bliss in that order.
Now this is the second time through there.
This just doesn't, that is so close to wrecking the car. For what?
Because he doesn't know. He doesn't know if he's in until they tell him.
I think the crew chief and all them stand on top of the truck showing them, look what we just ran. Look at that.
Oh, Michael, that's good. That's good.
Now,
by the way,
Casey Mears, Joe Nemechek crashed his primary car off turn 4 and nosed it in the inside wall. Tore it up pretty good. He did get a couple of laps in this backup car. And let's see if Joe can beat Reed Sorensen's 27.94 and lock himself in. Sorensen is the green line, and Joe needs to go.
And what got Joe in trouble, we interviewed him. It was a practice qualifying run, and he said the car just had no grip with those brand new tires that he had put on there. Just didn't stick.
Well, he's going to have to pick it up. Going to have to pick up some more.
He won't beat Sorensen.
See if he can do anything on his second lap.
39th for Joe, 28.11. He needs a 10th.
I'd be willing to bet
2/10.
Joe will probably should pick up on his second lap because he's getting more laps in this race car now. But he's still got to get on over to the left a little bit.
Not going to do it, Larry. Just don't see it happening now.
No. Doesn't look like he's going to change positions whatsoever.
So Joe finishes up 39th. That means that Reed Sorensen, despite his spin on the second lap of qualifying, Reed will race tomorrow night. Reed locks into the show. And now Joe Nemechek is the fastest of the 3 drivers outside looking in. Nemechek, Casey Mears, and Mike Bliss with 3 cars to go. It's knockout time.
I think Yaley's got a fair shot at getting this thing in.
This is the Whitney Motorsports Dodge, which was driven to this point in the season by Truck Series veteran Terry Cook. Cook departed the team this week as driver and general manager. And the veteran USAC and Cup driver J.J. Yaley, who has 3 starts here. His last Cup start came in August 08 at Pocono. Yaley's going to try to put this car on the show.
As far as the Go homers, he was just right there. He was 8th quickest.
Like that. Got that corner's good.
He drove it in there and it stuck.
Yep.
It stuck.
Good looking lap. Don't try that in turn 3.
This corner's good. Ease it out. Ease out. Don't get too low right here. Let it run up the hill. Back in the gas.
Hey boys, we're doing it.
I believe he's going to be okay. He's going to be just fine on this lap, I believe.
Yep. Got this car in the race.
Yes, sir.
Good job.
Good lap.
J.J. Yaley.
You're in the field.
30th. JJ will race tomorrow night with a 27.85, and that means that Mike Bliss and the James Finch team will head home.
The crew chief got to the button just right there.
I like
just
that.
Right.
Yeah. That car looked good getting around there. That's a nice lap.
And good for JJ.
Yeah. Missed having him out here.
Yep. 2 cars to go with Joe Nemechek and Casey Mears, the bottom 2. The final 2 qualifiers will be Max Pappas and Todd Bodine.
And you know what's good for JJ? You know, he was on top of the world driving for Joe Gibbs.
Yep.
He got knocked down. You don't come back at the top. You got to start down at the bottom and work your way back. This is a good step toward working your way back.
And this is a good step for JJ because this car had trouble qualifying in the previous races this year. Trouble for the veteran road racer from Como, Italy. Max Pappas's car will not start.
Here, we're going to bump start you, okay?
They're
They'll
going to
try it with a push.
They're going to let him push him off. And it did crank. Boy, that
just to add to the pressure.
Yeah. Last thing you need is something like that when you're getting ready to go out and try to get a car in a race. Especially when you hadn't been that fast.
Max started 22nd here last year, finished 35th. The Geico Toyota needs a 28.11 to lock in. That would beat Joe Nemechek. And a 28.26 to have a chance. That would beat Casey Mears.
Yeah, he's got just coming to the green lap. I didn't like the way he did that. He's real low on the racetrack. Didn't get a lot of speed coming down to get to green.
He was really searching for speed in the first practice, but he did end up being 4th quickest of the Go homers.
He is running a really low line around the racetrack.
Paid off for him until right there.
He's trying to run right almost down on the bottom here, staying way away from the wall. Don't know if that's going to work out for him or not.
I mean, it's going to be sitting right there. Just
did it. Max is in.
He's in.
28.02.
Good for him.
That bests Joe Nemechek. and that will send Casey Mears and Tommy Baldwin Racing home.
All right, Booty, where are you at, buddy? Where's your radio?
No mas.
I just say that first lap, that was the only guy I've seen run that low around the racetrack. I think this lap he moved it up a little bit, see if he could pick up a little speed.
Slows down just a little bit, but he will race tomorrow night.
We're fine, Max. Good job.
39th for Max Pappas.
Those boys did not make the show at Richmond last week.
That's right. So nice recovery.
My favorite one so far of the Go Homers as far as crew chief was on the 46 car. He was excited, man.
Yeah.
We are in.
Well, they haven't made that many races this season with the 46.
They did make Richmond last week, but you're right, only 2 or 3 starts.
Todd Bodine climbs into the Gunselman car, still carrying the colors of Little Joe Falk's Auto Sales from Richmond. So Todd, who has 15 Cup starts here and is currently second in the Camping World Truck Series, needs to beat Joe Nemechek's 28-11. So one of these Toyotas will race and the other heads home.
Todd's a good qualifier, I can tell you that.
Got through 1 and 2 awfully good if he just didn't get greedy in 3 and 4.
He pedaled it pretty big time off of a 2, but so far carrying enough speed.
And the track's the best it's been all day.
Oh yeah, the conditions couldn't be better. Just come on, stay in it, stay in it.
He's going to be in good shape. Looks like this team will qualify for 2 races in a row.
37th for Todd Bodine. He is in.
Stop.
Now we're talking.
That's the way you do it. There's your front row, Jamie Mack and Jeff Gordon. 5th career pole for Jamie. Here's Dick Berggren.
And only the first time in his career, Mike, that Jamie McMurray has won 2 poles in a single year. This year started out with a win at the Daytona 500. You are on your way to a career best year. What one thing is more responsible for your success than anything else this year?
I think just being comfortable in the work environment and coming back to Earnhardt Ganassi Racing. You know, I was certainly more successful here than my 4 years at Roush, and I just, just kind of feel like I'm back at home, and just really good people that I'm around, and feel honored to get to drive the McDonald Chevrolet and Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet. It's a really fun environment.
Congratulations. Well done.
Jamie Mack wins his first Darlington pole and his 2nd of the season. We'll have more from Darlington after this.
Well, we wanted to do something for our fans.
I want Kyle Busch in a pink car in a pink suit.
And now, they get to be our sponsors.
This has always been artistic.
And she loves those cats.
Who doesn't like kittens, bunnies, and little baby seals?
I love you.
No, thank you, sweetheart.
No, write that on the spoiler.
Okay.
What will you design? ToyotaRacing.com.
Why are you in my yard?
Helping you save your weekend. Here, I packed your toiletries. You go cliff diving, dog sledding, alligator wrestling. So many super destinations, such low rates.
When your engine's running clean, you feel it. And Pennzoil Motor Oil actively cleans out up to 15% of sludge the first time you use it. So feel the clean. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
At Subway,
there's something for
everyone.
everyone.
So many footlongs are just $5.
Seriously?
This will make a splash.
Everyone loves Subway $5 footlongs. So many favorites all day, every day.
Subway, eat fresh.
Welcome to the show. Fiberglass Boomtown, Mecca for the V8 faithful. Pilgrims, diehards, gearheads, zealots, a multitude of fans bound together by a ribbon of asphalt. Celebrating as one the triumph of speed and the escape from everything routine. If you've never been, check your expectations at the gate. Everything else is just a game.
Tonight, NASCAR drives into Darlington, but before the green flag drops on the Southern 500, it's time to get revved up with the ultimate Friday night house party. Live speed coverage from Darlington continues tonight at 11 Eastern with NASCAR Trackside.
Only on Speed.
Next Friday, a monster is lurking, and we're there as NASCAR's toughest truckers clash on the concrete. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series from Dover. Next Friday at 8 Eastern, only on Speed.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
First three cars beat the old track record, which was held by Matt Kenseth. McMurray, Gordon, and Vickers were the ones who did it.
Tell you, not a very good qualifying day for our boys that are up in the points. Kevin Harvick, our points leader, 35th. Jimmy Johnson, 22nd. Kyle Busch, third in the points, 39th.
Got to keep an eye on that guy starting second, though. I know we're back in the field here a little bit. Jimmy Johnson back there in 22nd place, but Jeff Gordon's going to be tough here tomorrow night, I guarantee you.
I want to offer our condolences to Mac Josie, longtime staffer here at Darlington, whose mom passed away this past week, and Nationwide driver Willie Allen on the loss of his dad. I want to say a happy 11th birthday to my son Scott. We went down to Bass Pro Shops, got him a bass boat and a motor, and he's out on the pond, he and his buddies, sailing around. So they're the drivers who get to go home early. From Darlington, Mike Bliss, Casey Mears, and Joe Nemechek are disappointed. NASCAR Live and John Roberts are next. We'll see you tomorrow night with NASCAR on Fox.
Thanks, Mike. It was the site of the first 500-mile race in NASCAR history. The Darlington Raceway was built in 1950, and ever since then, it has perplexed many of the best drivers in the business. Today, many drivers have earned their Darlington stripe, and welcome everyone to NASCAR Live from Darlington, presented by Geico. Glad to have you along with us today as we have a very hot afternoon here. Temperatures reaching up into the 90s today, and a lot of hot action on the racetrack as well. Hello, everybody. I'm John Roberts. Thanks for joining us alongside of the pride of Emporia, Virginia, Mr. Hermie Sadler. And Hermie, you might have thought that with the hotter track, we might not have seen speed so high, but we did. Jamie McMurray got the pole with a record-setting speed. In fact, the top three cars were above the old record. His fifth pole of his career and second of the year.
Yeah, second of the year, first at Darlington, and Jamie's been fast all day, but this racetrack has just been a little bit different today. We saw, teams scuffing tires before qualifying and a lot of speed, even though it's been a hot day on the racetrack. So congratulations to Jamie McMurray. Now let's see if he can turn that into a good solid finish to get some of that momentum back he had with the Daytona 500 win.
Now, the pole always comes with a paycheck, but here at Darlington, it comes with a little bit more of a bonus. It's the most productive starting place in all of the field for the winner of this race. Come from the pole more times than any other starting position. With that in mind, let's go down and check in with Wendy Venturini. Wendy?
Well, thank you, Johnny. They call it the track too tough to tame, and David Rudiman seemed to have tamed it in qualifying, one of your best qualifying efforts here at Darlington. What do you think of what happened today?
Well, I ended up, we got a good draw to start with for the Airstream machine, so that helps a lot. And there was a lot of shade in turn 3 and 4, and it just got faster and faster as it went. So all in all, Rodney Childers and the guys made a lot of good adjustments. We weren't all that good in practice, and changed a fair amount of stuff for our qualifying run there, and it seemed to have paid off. So it held up a little bit better than I thought it would, and it's definitely going to be my best starting position of ever being here, and this is a tough place.
How much do you think the track is going to change come tomorrow as well?
Well, I mean, it's if you just go off of, and when you get here and you're sliding around during the heat of the day, you just forget how drastically the place changes. And just going off into turn 3 and 4 and with the shade that the track had and feeling that the grip that it had, it was just, you just know there's going to be a lot of grip. It's going to be fast, and it's going to be a typical Darlington. But as the night goes on, it'll get slick and the guys will slide around, and it'll still be a wild time either way you look at it.
Do you think you'll learn anything watching tonight?
Yeah, I plan on watching a lot. Although, obviously the Nationwide cars are quite a bit different, less horsepower and stuff like that, and they do drive differently. But hopefully the groove widens out a little bit getting into one, because all these double file restarts we're going to have for the first time here is going to it's going to get a little bit dicey getting down into one. Used to, you only had to worry about it like one time, but now every time, and it's going to be difficult.
Those are some changes that we have enjoyed in NASCAR. Now let's head over to Hermie.
Yeah, thank you, Wendy. And David Rudiman brings up a good point, Johnny. Double file restarts. We hadn't had him at this race. This is the last racetrack that we have yet to have double file restarts. And you're talking about a potential green-white checker at this place going in turn 1. if I'm coming tomorrow, I'm going to buy a seat. I'm going to buy a seat in turn 1 because that's where a lot of action is going to take place on this racetrack.
More than half of the races so far this season have gone into NASCAR's version of the overtime. You're allowed 3 attempts at a green flag finish. And Hermie, if there's any track that lends itself towards having mayhem at the end, it's got to be Darlington.
Well, you know, it's no place quite like this as far as the probability of having a caution, even if everybody's on the racetrack riding by themselves. This is a difficult place to maneuver, you know, even when you're riding around, you're trying to race the racetrack, as we like to say. And you get around 50, 60, 70 laps to go when you're trying to pick up spots and get to the end. It seems like a lot of stuff goes on. And this racetrack at night, finishing this race at night, it's nothing like it. I'm just glad that we're still coming to Darlington for the Southern 500.
It's one of the most unique and historic racetracks on the Sprint Cup Series circuit, so you'll want to tune in tomorrow night or come down and be here with us. When we come back, we'll go further back in the field of qualifying, but tonight on Speed, it's trackside at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. From Darlington, Michael Waltrip and Richard Childress are your guests. Be sure to tune into trackside, and we'll be back in just a moment.
NASCAR Live is presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Call Geico at 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com. And brought to you in part by Verizon, the network with the most 3G coverage.
State Line, Sabre, Interstate. New from Honda.
This weekend, I will not turn my backyard into a botanical wonderland.
I will simply feed the lawn.
I will just repaint the living room.
I will not start out fixing the shower.
And end up renovating the entire bathroom.
I will go to Ace.
So I can knock it out fast.
And then, I will read comic books.
The folks at Ace help you find what you need, so you can get in, get help, and get on with your life. Right now, get a Suncast tomato tower for just $29.99. Only at Ace, the helpful place.
Okay, we're back, and I just did an online auto insurance quote right here with The General. It was really easy and practically anonymous.
With no personal information required.
And it only took a couple of minutes.
And you saved a whole bunch of money.
And so can you. Log on to thegeneral.com right now and get insured with a down payment as low as $59.
You'll also get instant proof of insurance. For the best car insurance rates online, go to The General and save some time.
Everybody stand up.
The 2010 NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race. A night of thrilling, unpredictable, anything-can-happen racing action you'll never forget.
Tomorrow, NASCAR Race Day dances with the Lady in Black. Kyle Busch and J.D. Gibbs will join us live. Plus, we'll take a stroll down memory lane as we relive the closest finish in NASCAR history. It's all on NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot, live from Darlington tomorrow at 5 Eastern, only on Speed. Let's take a look at the qualifying session that just concluded a moment ago, along with Hermie Sadler here. Hermie, let's take a look at a guy who's had success at this racetrack in the past. Mark Martin qualified 5th.
Yeah, and they've been trying to find that right combination to make Mark comfortable. They hadn't been performing quite as well as they have last year. They were a little bit loose in practice, but he got it dialed in for qualifying.
We just heard from David Rudiman just a moment ago, and he said, anything helps on this racetrack because it's so tough, and starting up front is going to be a good spot for him.
And this is a guy that's been fast all year and don't have the finishes to show for it. Maybe this will propel him to a good finish tomorrow night.
Remember last year when Brian Vickers surprised everybody and made, well, not everybody, but almost everybody, and made the chase for the Sprint Cup? He qualified 3rd here today. He'll have a great starting spot.
Yeah, they need something to get their season going as well. A good qualifying run can be a big momentum boost at a place like Darlington, Donnie.
Jeff Gordon is 3rd overall and leads all active drivers with 7 victories on this racetrack, and he will start on the front row.
And this team is just ready to bust off a couple wins in a row. They've been in contention week in and week out, and Jeff Gordon, the leading active winner here at Darlington with 7 victories.
And let's go up to your pole sitter for the second time this season. Jamie McMurray will start first. It's his 5th career pole, and also was setting a track record. And good news for Jamie, more drivers that have won at Darlington have come from the pole position than any other spot on the starting grid. So congratulations to Jamie McMurray. His weekend is off to a great start. Let's take a look at the entire starting grid, Hermie, and see who will start where when the green flag waves. And again, we're expecting beautiful weather here tomorrow night for the Southern 500. And Jamie McMurray, Jeff Gordon on row number 1, BK12 outside of row number 5 with Casey Kane.
Yeah, and Denny Hamlin had a pretty good run outside of row 4. Ryan Newman, good run for him. He'll start 6 tomorrow night.
On back in the field we go as we see some more qualifiers and where they will start. Jeff Burton, 2 wins on this racetrack, and A.J. Allmendinger was awfully fast in practice.
Yeah, good run for both of those guys, but the Southern 500 is a Jeff Burton type of race. Watch it for him tomorrow night.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. was in the backup car. Jimmy Johnson, not the kind of qualifying effort he is used to, but you know what, Hermie, you just better wait because he'll be at the front before all's said and done.
And Tony Stewart also qualified 24th. Look for him to make his way to the front also.
Welcome back to J.J. Yaley in the 46, David Stremme, Regan Smith in row number 16. Elliott Sadler in the number 19 is outside of row number 19. You don't normally see Kyle Busch starting back there.
Yeah, he's got some company back there. Elliott Sadler does. Kyle Busch also back there. Carl Edwards inside of row 21, Kevin Conway, and Max Pappas.
Let's take a look at the 3 drivers who failed to make the show. Mike Bliss, Casey Mears in the 36, and Joe Nemechek in the 87.
Yeah, Casey Mears and Joe Nemechek both had really fast race cars. They crashed in practice, could not get the backup cars up to speed.
Well, let's take a look at some of the surprises on the grid here, Hermie. I think there are a lot of them. First of all, to the good side of things, one of the surprises in qualifying, I'd have to say, as a team you mentioned a moment ago, really needs to jumpstart the season.
They really do. You know, they made the chase last year, and it seems like they put so much effort into making the chase, Johnny. They didn't really perform like they wanted to during the chase, and so far this year they've been a little bit inconsistent. They need to get something going this weekend at Darlington.
And how about Marcus Ambrose up in the 7th spot in the number 47? Somewhat of a surprise, but then again, known as a road course racer, Marcus Ambrose can still drive the ovals as well.
Well, what made it a little bit more surprising, Johnny, is that this is a backup car. He wrecked right towards the end of practice and had to go to a backup car, so good comeback for Marcus Ambrose.
Yeah, Marcus Ambrose finished 4th at Phoenix. Let's take a look at some guys that were on the bad side of the qualifying surprises here. The number 29 of Kevin Harvick, he is not used to starting back in the 35th position, but again, here's a driver who can make it up through the field.
Yeah, and Kevin and his team have been on it all year long, been running up front every week. Really surprising to see him start this far back. The good news is 500 miles tomorrow night.
And Kyle Busch will start 39th in his qualifying effort. He loaned some of the tire rubber to the outside wall at Darlington.
Yeah, well, he's been fast in practice. He rubbed the wall a little bit in practice, did not have to go to a backup car. But this crash and qualifying, these guys will have to go to a backup car.
All right, let's go to Wendy, who's standing by with crew chief Dave Rogers. Wendy?
And Dave Rogers is getting ready to pick pits, and to say it's a bad day is a short of terms day for you guys, because you hit the wall in practice, and then in qualifying you decide to go to backup. Why was it bad enough damage the second time around?
Yeah, we bottomed out the splitter too much in our mock qualifying run, and the front tires didn't grip. We got in the fence. Guys did a good job getting the car turned around, got Kyle back on the racetrack. But we were too tight. We just got ourselves behind. We freed it up too much for our qualifying run, got into a fence again, but that's all right. These guys work hard. Our backup car is just as good as our primary car, and we were really fast in the race trim. We're really happy with our cars, so hopefully Kyle will just put on a show and come from the back and make a race out of it, but we'll be okay.
All right, thanks for your busy afternoon and taking time for us. He's going to go pick pits, but of course, that double mint paint scheme that's on the 18 car, the backup car's already out, pulled down in the garage. They're putting the engine into the backup car, Johnny, so a quick change here for Kyle Busch.
Wendy, thanks a lot. A little bit of extra overtime work there for the number 18 team. When we come back to NASCAR Live, we'll talk to a guy who's had a great record here at this racetrack, but still has no wins to show for it. Not talking about Jimmy Johnson. We'll tell you who when we come back.
Live Tuesday. Join Speed for all the festivities as the NASCAR Hall of Fame opens its doors for the first time. A special 3-hour live event only on Speed.
It balances you. It fills you with energy. And it gives you what you're looking for to live a more natural life in a convenient 2-bar pack. This is Nature Valley. Delicious granola bars made with 100% natural ingredients.
Nature Valley, 100% natural, 100% delicious.
One in 6 adults has a mental illness. And we face a stigma that can be as painful as the disease itself. Change a mind about mental illness, and you can change a life.
Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say.
Sir? It's Xfinity from Comcast. That's a lot of HD.
The HD war is over. Xfinity has 10 times more HD than satellite.
Tuesday morning, it's one of the most anticipated moments in NASCAR history as the NASCAR Hall of Fame opens its doors for the first time. Witness the NASCAR Hall of Fame grand opening Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern exclusively on Speed. This raceway here at Darlington has provided history's closest finish between Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven, and so you can always expect a good finish here as well as a good start. Matt Kenseth, number 17, is off to a great start to the season, but he's talking a lot about this new race car and what it does here at Darlington.
Spoiler is much wider than we used to run, you know, on our old cars, and it hangs way off the bumper cover on both sides. And that's one thing we noticed right away that we actually talked about. We're like, you know, with an organization about, you know, trying not to get in the wall, because if you do get the right rear end of the wall hard enough, you know, it'll hit the edge of that spoiler and move the deck lid over and all that kind of stuff, which makes it difficult. So it's pretty wide, and I'm sure that if it does cause problems, I'm sure NASCAR will look at that and probably figure out how to narrow it up just a little bit. But they wanted to make it wide like it was. They did a good job of matching the aero balance to be the same as it was with the wing, you know, with the longer quarter panels and the wider spoiler, and still made it short enough where we can see. So they did a good job matching all that up. But who knows, maybe they'll decide we need a little less rear downforce down the way or something like that. But key is to try to hit the wall, I guess. So that's what we'll try to work on.
So I guess Matt Kenseth is trying to tell us what we've all known for all our lives. It's bad sometimes to have a wide rear end. Let's go to Wendy, who's standing by with Joey Logano, another guy who has some education coming his way.
I'm glad you didn't come to me, but never mind. All right, Johnny, we're with Joey Logano. A good qualifying effort. P13 for you, Joey. You said you got out of the car and you were shaking. Talk about that.
Yeah, I think that's Darlington for you. I think you're going so fast around here, and you're so close to the wall. One little mistake, you're in the fence, so I think you just focus in that much more or something. But you definitely get the sensation of you're going really fast here, so that's pretty fun. But, you know, I feel like we're okay. We picked up from what we were in practice. Not what we had last year. I think last year we qualified 5th here. For some reason, the first time here I was better. So, but I think the Home Depot Toyota, it's okay. You know, I feel like in race trim we're all right. It seems like this race is really going to come into pit strategy like it did last year. So we'll have to see.
Your car wouldn't look right unless you got that Darlington stripe down there. You got it earlier this morning. Talk about how difficult that is for a driver. No matter how talented or how much experience, you're going to get a Darlington stripe.
I got it real early, too. I was lap 3 on the racetrack, so that wasn't good. Track wasn't quite rubbered in up top yet, and I was going in there like I ran my race last time here, kind of that type line, and maybe a little bit too much confidence for the first 2 laps out there, and caught the fence, but it wasn't bad. The guys did a good job fixing it and banging it out, and I think they put some new crush panels in it right now, so should be good to go for the race.
All right, well, confidence can never help. Young Joey Logano. Johnny?
Wendy, thanks a lot. He was certainly confident last time he raced here, finishing in the top 10. 9th place for Joey Logano, and a great run for a young driver on this kind of racetrack that is so difficult for so many drivers to learn on. And Hermie, what is it about this place that really perplexes the driver?
Well, because, you know, it takes a lot of patience. I mean, this racetrack, actually a lot of, you know, this was built to hold speeds of 130, 135 miles an hour. These cars are, you know, 180 mile an hour plus heading into these corners, and you just got to be patient. You got to know when to race, when not to race. We see, you know, the Budweiser car going down the front straightaway here, but look how it gets narrowed, Johnny. And you got to know when to race people, when to let them go, and be patient enough to know that you've got to have a good car under you at the end of 500 miles to have a chance to go to victory lane. And you know, some people just, they go good for a while, and this track can just bite you at any time.
And you saw up close there from Casey Kane's car exactly why they call her the Lady in Black, because by the time you're done racing here, the walls are covered in black. So So let's take a look now and what they're doing in the garage area there, working on the cars. We'll be back in a second.
The NASCAR Hall of Fame, Charlotte, North Carolina. Get your opening day tickets and charter memberships today.
Speed presents the story of the King, Richard Petty.
The most familiar number and name in this sport.
Don't miss the NASCAR Hall of Fame biography of Richard Petty. Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed.
0 to 300 in under 4 seconds. Can't beat that.
Well, actually, you can at Copart.com.
You're right. Copart.com has over 50,000 vehicles online to choose from every day. Everything from classic cars, trucks, motorcycles, you name it.
That's what makes Copart.com the virtual auction.
Copart.com.
That's where car guys get cars.
And nothing flat.
Honesty. Pass it on.
Welcome to the fastest internet speeds, delivering you more of what you love instantly. Welcome to more video, more downloads, and more speed than ever before. Welcome to Xfinity, only from Comcast.
Xfinity Internet. Get started today for just $24.99 a month for 6 months. Call 1-800-XFINITY.
An extremely easy piece of equipment to operate, and the relief that it brings me is well worth the 3 to 5 minutes.
Give it a try and discover why over 1 million people worldwide have put their trust in Teeter hang-ups.
Saturday night, May 22nd, the stars come out and the gloves come off for the NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race on Speed. And with $1 million on the line, it's checkers or wreckers. Don't miss the NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race Saturday night, May 22nd, only on Speed. And some lucky driver could have an opportunity to win his way into that race by getting a victory here at Darlington. Kurt Busch, another one of the great drivers who has not won on this racetrack. And earlier today, he spoke about what he would do and what his crew chief would like to do if it comes down to strategy on the final pit stop.
The same still holds true that they got to crank out a competitive lap time for their pit stop. But what gets more troublesome to choose is, do we do 4? Do we do 2? Stay out. That's where the crew chief and the driver are sitting there looking at each other or listening to each other on the radio and hopefully making the right call. Just like last week, I was watching the nationwide race. I was in my motorhome. Steve Addington was in his. I texted him real quick as soon as that last yellow came out, pit or not pit. And he texts back, well, I don't have my lap tracker in front of me to see who was running quick lap times, laugh out loud. So he was trying to, pick which way to go on these final restarts. And it's hard to develop a pattern right now. If we had the answer, we wouldn't even tell you what we were going to do because we would hope to hold those cards in our pocket.
And they'd be winning all the races if they had the answer. Hermie, it's darned if you do, darned if you don't sometimes.
Well, this racetrack this weekend has just been different. In years past, it would be anything over 5 laps. You would say if the caution comes out, it doesn't matter. You got to come get tires if you've got more than 5 laps on your tires. But now, if you've got just a short number of laps, from what I've seen, I'd rather just be on the inside, especially for a 2 or 3 lap run. These tires, although they're falling off, are not falling off near as much as we've seen here in the past. It's a new Goodyear tire combination. It's putting more rubber down in the racetrack, and it seems that tires are holding on just a little bit longer. So I'm not so sure that track position might not pay off, in a 2 or 3 lap run.
500 miles of racing here could all come down to one pit call at the end of the race. That's why you want to stay till the end to check it out. Beautiful evening here at Darlington. When we come back, we'll get